I've been thinking a lot about chicken wings, you know. Why do we just eat the wings of the chicken? How can we never eat, you know, bat wings? Or how can we never eat, like, what other pigeon? Why don't we eat pigeon? Well, I guess we shouldn't. Those are sky rats. We shouldn't eat those. You know, but why just the chicken wings though? Why not, you know, why don't we eat some angel wings or something? Well, I mean, you'd have to catch one first if you're gonna eat it, you know. Oh, you know what? Ostrich wings, dude. Why don't we eat ostrich wings? I mean, that makes sense, right? We already eat, like, there's already like ostrich mince and ostrich steak and all that kind of thing, you know. Or like, why don't we have like the, you know, just the ostrich wing, you know? Don't give me chicken wings. I want the ostrich wing, you know. I want to eat a wing the size of a man's arm or something. I actually don't know how big a chicken's wing is, to be honest, but who cares, man? Anyways, let's start the show. Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Now I feel like I'm talking to two people. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to you. You know, it's so weird, but yeah, it's obviously an adjustment. The show is growing, as you can see. I'm talking to you from two separate views, and it's obviously a new thing that I'm trying to do. You know, the show grows and changes and develops over time. You know, and the next big change is probably gonna be guests, which I'm finally getting there. You know. And yesterday I actually spoke to someone who is 100% going to be a guest on the show, man. I cannot wait. Shout out Warren. Going to talk to him a bit. You know, he's got a bit of an interesting thing going on. But anyways, we'll talk about that when we get there. I just want to talk about chicken wings, dude. Why don't we eat other wings? You know? And you know, to be honest, chicken wings are not that great. You know? Down the street from where I live, or rather up the street, if we're talking about like topographical elevations. Yeah, Chicken Licken opened on Friday, last week Friday, I think. And I didn't go on Friday because, you know, I don't really believe in grand openings, you know. Oh, it's a grand opening. Come and eat our food, you know. So I went the next day. But I ordered, you know, Chicken Licken makes the best hot wings, you know, arguably. You know, that's always up for debate. But who's really gonna go and debate about chicken wings? Come on, man. That's not a thing. You know, chicken wings. You know. So we went there, ordered some wings, man. But I wasn't happy, dude. It's like they ran out of crumb or something. You know the covering, the I want to say casing of the chicken. You know, the thing that they cover the chicken with and they fry it, and it comes out all brown and crispy and spicy and delicious. Salivation station. Elevation nation. I don't know. And then we order there. I mean, it's disappointing, dude. Like, you can see like the bare chicken, like the flesh, you know, you can't really, it's not really covered with that golden brown goodness, you know. And that was disappointing. And on top of that, dude, it wasn't even spicy, man. I don't know. What does a man have to do to get some hot wings around here, you know? So now Chicken Licken's up the road, but it's just a disappointment that's up the road, really, you know. Man wants to eat chicken wings, hot wings 24 or hot wings whatever. I don't know what thing they have there, but yeah, man, maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe the chef, the fry cook, or one of the fry cooks. I assume everybody who is in the kitchen is a fry cook, because what else are you gonna do, man? Or maybe there's someone to cut the buns, ne? Yeah, someone's cutting buns, someone's throwing some flippin' some spice on there, you know. I don't know. At Chicken Licken, and they all wear hairnets, you know. I mean, I appreciate that, but if you don't have hair, dude, if you're bald, should you wear a hairnet? Is your hair gonna fall in the like? Anyways, I don't know. Who knows about these things? I'm not in the field of hospitality, you know. But I don't think you need to be in the field of hospitality to understand that, hey man, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Sorry, I just realized I haven't checked the time. When did I start with this now? Oh my word. Maybe we're about 5 minutes in? Whatever. There's those intrusive thoughts again. But anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna rant too much about chicken and all that. What else has been going on? Let's see. Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I guess I'm also trying to just find my rhythm in life, I think that's important to do that because, otherwise life is just happening to you, Otherwise, you're just a person who wonders, why don't we eat ostrich wings? Why do we only eat chicken wings, Turkey wings, dude. Why don't we eat turkey wings? That's also another one. But I don't see enough turkeys around, You tell a turkey, why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Then the turkeys go, that's because they have like that laughter, I wonder what kind of other animals have like proper laughter, I would imagine like a monkey is just, that sound that they make, or the movie, maybe that's their form of laughter. Even if they laugh, do they even find things funny? Because I read this thing that chimpanzees, when they when it looks like they're smiling, it's actually a form of aggression. They're showing you, hey man, back off. I'm going to bite you, But it's a smile, And with people, a smile is different, Although, if you see someone smiling that is supposed to be angry or supposed to be fighting with you, run, dude. Because that person enjoys conflict, Oh yeah, that's also what happened this past weekend. So it was a rugby game between Scotland and South Africa, the Springboks, and that was a fun game to watch. Also quite intense actually, because we weren't 100% on top of our game, I think, and we weren't really there, to be honest. We won because we're the superior side, I guess, but we also gave away so many penalties. Our discipline was just out of whack, I think. But and that's for the coach to really figure out, Rassie Erasmus. But anyways, so I'm watching this game, and there's a guy, a real big man, big man things, a real Grootman. Grootman, sorry Grootman, do you have a lighter, please, Grootman? When someone calls me Grootman, because that's the Afrikaans, right? Grootman, big guy, big man. Okay, now I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big guy at all there. I'm short, dude. Like, last time I checked, my height was 1.6. And every year before that was also 1.6. There's no growth. And apparently when you get old, like your spine starts shrinking or starts, receding. So, man, all I have to look forward to in my height is less height, dude. Come on, man. Like, that's okay, but I don't care anymore. Honestly, most of the time I never feel short unless I see someone who's like super tall. Then I'm like, hey man, you're tall. Okay, like sit, just sit all the time. Don't stand. You didn't earn that height. But I didn't earn my shortness either. But not that shortness is better or worse. All I can say is I'm not bumping my head against things very often. I see it happen to people all the time. That doesn't happen to me. You'll never see me walk into the room, having to bend into the room or anything, or you'll never see me fall. I never fall, dude. I'm like a thing that never falls. I don't even know like what never falls. I want to say a cow. Does a cow ever fall? Actually, a cow does fall. Once we were staying at this, it's considered a military village. It was called a military village, right? And because my dad's in the military, so as a family we were staying there. And one morning, I can remember, dude, I must have been man, I must have been anywhere from 9, no, not 9, maybe 10 to 13, somewhere there, right? And we were living in this military village, aka the village. And there at the village, right? It's not a village. It's a military residential complex, basically, right? So all of your neighbors are colleagues of your father, in this case. But there's not much of a fence, so there's much to be said about security, how secure is the military then, But yeah, so then so there's no fencing, okay? But there are real, like, legit villages around, right, where we are staying, right? This is like Mafikeng, on the outskirts of Mafikeng. So there are some, or what do they say now, Mahikeng, they keep changing it, which is confusing, Anyways, so there's definitely people, there are some villages surrounding the military village where we're staying. And there's not much of a fence. So people bring their grazing cattle around, just to explore, And the fences and all that, it's not much security either. Like, like in each yard, let's call it, because it's a small yard, not much space really. All right. So I'm awake, I've never been someone who likes sleep, as a kid I always fought the sleep, and I guess I won because sleep never fought back after that, so yeah, and now I want sleep to fight me, or at least try to fight me, But anyways, this is becoming a long story, but that's okay, you guys don't mind, you guys are listening and enjoying the story, I hope. Anyways, so then I go to, I'm in bed, okay? I'm awake. I hear my father. My father, he's a smoker. He likes that nicotine hit in the morning. Just a nicotine. He's just that guy. He doesn't smoke like that though. But doesn't smoking look cool? Like I would never smoke, man. I don't like the idea of an addictive substance. I don't like the, smelly hands, smelly breath, it ruins your teeth and your gums, and not to mention your lungs, of course, it's cancer, there's all kinds of problems with smoking, right? But I'll tell you this, man, smoking looks cool, like the visual of it, it's just something about it. But anyways, yeah, anyway, so then I'm laughing because I don't know where this was going. Where did I even come from? Right, my dad. He goes. He opens the door. Now it's one of those half doors. One of them doors that the one part stays closed and the other one can open, and then they also both open. Okay, not in that direction, I guess. Like it's like, how do I do this? Whatever, you know what I mean. The one door stays closed, or the half of the door stays closed. The other one opens. Cool. So he does that. He opens that, so that he can smoke. And I just hear, oh! And then, then I hear, and then I'm laughing because in my imagination, and this actually happened, but my imagination is so accurate, But anyway, so what happened was my dad opens the door, lighting a cigarette. He's still like half asleep, He's still like, and he opens the door, and there's a cow like right there, and he gets the fright of his life, and so does the cow. And then the cow trips over some bricks and falls, poof, and I'm just in bed, I'm busy breaking me, because I'm a kid. That's how I sound as a kid. Like the Joker's child or something, And and so that's what happened there. But I don't know why we got to the story. I was talking about cows. Oh, okay, so cows do fall. Because that cow, boof, landed on his side. And that was funny to me. And it was also funny that my dad, you never really hear your father scream in terror. So, and that might have been, that's the first time I ever heard my dad scream in terror, like proper fear, So that was quite funny. And it wasn't gonna be the last time I heard my dad scream in fear, but it's only been 2 times, and that's a man, you're only gonna have really 2 moments of real real fear in front of your children. But the other time that my dad was, I'm trying to think, like, I know I'm supposed to like go back to what I was talking about, but now I'm thinking about this, and that's just 2 tangents that are separating a bit too far away. I might just abandon that, but maybe I'll get back to it. We'll call it a challenge, to get back to that story. But anyway, so now, next story. The second and final time I've ever seen my dad scream in terror. Okay, now my dad is giving me a driving lesson, and you know how that goes. If you ever received a driving lesson from your father, you have to know there's fear in the car, and fear from you because you maybe don't know much about what you're doing. Maybe you're scared to drive. And he's obviously in the car, and fathers for some reason have like this big lack of patience, at least my father and other fathers that I've heard about, so so he's in the passenger seat, I'm in the driver's seat, right? We approach this robot or traffic light. If you're not from South Africa, we call them robots. Why do we call them robots? I don't know, man. I don't know why we call them robots. I'm gonna go research the etymology of that at some point. Why do South Africans call streetlights robots? Robot, and I think we're maybe the only country in the world that does that. I mean, geez, if it was a robot, it would like say green and then it would walk away. Okay, job done. I'm coming back tomorrow. Anyways, so we call them robots, right? Or traffic lights, and the traffic light was green, okay? But we were going to turn, okay? We were turning right, all right? And now when that happens, it's green for you. It's also green for the, traffic that's going that way, right? So I see a car coming, and it's quite far away, So I'm like, okay, I think I have enough time to, get through the intersection, to turn and to go on my merry way, right? And I did, okay? But I'll admit, I wasn't driving as fast as I should have, And this car is coming with quite the speed, It's probably a BMW driver. You know how they are. BMW drivers, man. I don't know, what is it, right? What is it about driving a BMW? I don't understand, dude. Like, is it just that, okay, I bought a BMW, I have to drive terribly. I'm going to skip all the red robots. I'm going to lose my instinct for self-preservation. I'm just going to do what I want on the road. Is that what you do when you're a BMW driver? I don't get it, And honestly, it makes me never want to have a BMW, Maybe there's 1 or 2 BMWs I'd like, man. I actually have a couple of Hot Wheels here. One of them is the 3000, or not the 3000, the 3.0 CSL. That is a BMW that one day I will have, and I will have it, okay? And then the other one is, where is it now? It's a BMW 2002, and that's a cool car. That's the one I really wouldn't mind having, But those are classics. Those are old BMWs. Maybe an M30. Why am I saying M30? An E30. M3 or a E30 325 IS, because apparently the 325 IS was only given to South Africa, which makes it a rare car, right? But not just that, the reason why they did that was for some reason they couldn't bring the M3 to South Africa. Maybe there was some sort of regulation, or maybe it was because of apartheid, who knows, right? And what happened was that became the thing. That became the M3 basically, and now they use those cars for spinning, dude. And I like the fact that spinning is a thing. They're gonna turn it into an official sport, but it's not my cup of tea, And I would rather have one that I can drive like on a track instead of just, Yeah, I don't know, man. But that's me, okay? So, But what was I saying? Okay, so there's probably a BMW driver coming down, and I'm like, okay, he's coming, and now I'm like turning, and maybe it was a bit too close for my dad's comfort, right? But as I'm getting through that intersection and this car's coming, he's like, like he literally, he was ready to accept his death, dude. And I was like, relax, it's fine, we're through, it's good, nothing happened, And it wasn't even too close for the BMW driver, because he didn't hoot, he didn't like slow down or anything, So there was no danger, there was no danger. It's just that obviously, the not being the driver does sort of put you on edge, And anyone who has a girlfriend who drives understands that one. So you're like, oh, slow down. You're sitting in the passenger seat, like, hey, slow down. Because it's just a weird thing, man. But anyway, so yeah, that was the second and final time I've ever heard my dad scream in fear. Okay. Oh, that was hilarious. But what I was saying originally was just that I don't fall, bro. I don't fall. Okay, you're gonna push me. I'm gonna be like, I'm stable, man. I'm stable. Like, like there's this. Speaking of robots, actually, and falling, there's this video that I saw of these guys testing robots. Now, I'm very interested in robots and like these what is it? Automatons. Yes, let me get that word right. Automatons. And I'm very interested in that because I've seen some movies that show how robots, automatons, can be a good thing. Some movies and some series where artificial life forms can be useful, can be helpful, can be a decent or proper part of our society, And then I've also seen movies where the opposite happens, like not Transformers, Terminator, where humans build robots become self-aware, they destroy mankind, they build a time machine to kill mankind even sooner, like what, anyways, so I've seen that. Right, so that's why I'm keeping track of what's happening with, the Tesla bots and the automatically driving cars, self-driving cars, and those little Roomba vacuums, those ones that just, kind of like the Teletubbies vacuum cleaner. Really, he just goes around cleaning, man, and that's cool. I think that's a cool little gadget, But yeah, anyway, so I'm very interested in this thing, So I saw this one video. They were showing like how stable these robots are, So they have a guy just sort of, just shoving it in, like really it looked like abuse, And then someone put a voice over of like, oh no, don't push me, As like someone being bullied, like, stop it. Oh, sorry. Like pushing it. Oh, stop. Don't push me, And that made me sad for some reason. Almost like I have like compassion for these machines, that aren't even conscious or self-aware. Because I think if it is conscious and self-aware, then I'd maybe feel sorry for it, The same way you'd feel sorry for a dog or a cat or a cow that falls over. But that's not something to feel sorry about. You just kind of laugh about it, really. Cow falling over. Come on, man. But yeah, that was a bit of a rush for me. Jeez. But what was I saying? Yeah. But if you push a tall guy, what's going to happen? That guy falls, man. He's going to, poof, oh, I fell, And that just doesn't happen with me because I'm short and I guess I have a low center of gravity, So good luck pushing me over, if you understand physics at all. What else, man? What else is going on? We've been having weird weather. I know that talking about the weather is something you do when you don't know what to tell somebody or speak to someone about. But the weather is super weird, dude, and I'm very suspicious. Like I'm not a conspiracy theorist in that I come up with conspiracy theories, but I've seen some conspiracy theories that seem to hold up the more you look into them, So, yeah, man. I think the rain that we're getting, this weird, there's like cold one day and then it's super hot the next day. Like one day you have to wear a jersey or a jacket, and the next day, you're wearing one t-shirt is too many clothes, So that's a weird thing. But I must say, I do appreciate the cool weather, man. Jeez, like, you can really just think when it's cold, Like, when it's hot, dude, I'm like this. I can't think. I can't speak. Leave me alone. Throw me in an ice bath. Open the ice cream. Put me in the ice cream and just lick me off, or keep me in there, just stick me in the freezer. Like, that's just how I feel. That's all I'm thinking about is cold when it's hot, But when it's cold, man, then I can really exist in the world, So I'm just like that. I'm just a little polar bear, a little brown polar bear. That's what I am, You're not gonna put me in the warm weather, man. I don't want to be there. That would kill me, dude. And once I saw a polar bear at the zoo. Which zoo was it? Is there a zoo in Pretoria? Is there? Maybe it's a zoo in Johannesburg. I know there's a Joburg zoo, but I don't know if there's a Pretoria zoo. I was at one of them. If there's one in each, I was at a zoo, dude. It was really cool. But I saw a polar bear. They have like this enclosure for it, and you can like stand, and there's like glass, right? And there's water, and then you can see the thing swimming there, just having a good time, But I'm just that polar bear, I just want some cold. Give me some cold. That's why I like cold showers. And I just like it to, let it snow right now, I mean, if you're manipulating the weather, right, make it snow, man. And I think it was like last week or the week before, on the weekend, it snowed in some parts of South Africa, Snow in November, dude. Spring snow. Maybe it wasn't November. It was maybe end of October. But still, dude. Spring snow? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Bro, that's crazy. People say that a lot. I think I say that a lot too, Maybe we just need to come up with more words. Insane. Unbelievable. Incredible, I mean, we should do something like that. We should just use more words, I was speaking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about. Oh no, not a friend of mine. I was talking to my brother actually. We were talking about like creativity, because sometimes like kids just don't have ideas, And for me, that's always bizarre. Like, there's no imagination in these kids these days, man. But it's because they don't read, Like, read to them when they're small, when they can't read. And then when they can read, let them read. And let them read like fiction, storybooks. Excuse me. Because it allows you to exercise your imagination, I mean, one day we're going to live a life where nobody has ideas anymore, Like, we're going to be old people because the generation after us has no ideas, They're just like, nothing, I mean, geez, like, everything they do is like with AI now. I have to write a poem about shoelaces. Okay, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, write me a poem about shoelaces, And then that's it. Then 10 out of 10, you got your marks, No, what about... Oh my word. Sorry. I never yawn except when I'm doing this. I don't understand it. Anyways. So, oh, snap. My bad. I think I just knocked the camera a little bit. What was I saying? Oh, I think it's raining now. Let it rain! Let it snow! Let it snow. That'll be cool. Rain is fine. It's nice and cool sometimes. Sometimes it's so hot, it rains, and then when it's done raining, you feel like you just got out of the shower because it's like almost like there's steam in the air. It's so hot and humid, But yeah. Anyways, I don't know what I was saying. Creativity, right? So there's people kids these days who are struggling with creativity, and I remember speaking to a person who was a teacher for like 30 plus years, and she told me that she's noticed like this every year there's like a decline in the creative writing ability, like if you base it on marks, if you want to really do it, what's the word, man? Some words just don't come through anymore, man, because I don't use them much. It's almost there. It's almost like technically, I want to say arithmetically. Nah, that's not it. I want to say. Anyway, when you use data, you can track something using data, right? So the data shows the marks of these kids. I almost had that word again. But anyways, the mark of these kids are every year, like let's say the same age group of people. Every year there's a decline, a slight decline, but it's a noticeable one. It's a clear pattern, a downward slope in the marks for creative writing, and just because there's not much creativity going on, and that's concerning, because if kids aren't flexing their imaginary muscles, right, then when we have problems, right, that arise in our society, eventually there won't be any more problem solvers. We'll just be like, oh, okay, that's the problem. We just deal with it like that. Like, what about coming up with different technologies to combat that specific problem? That's something that we have done always, But maybe I'm being too pessimistic about it, because I don't think it's all kids that are not reading, that are not using their imagination, not drawing pictures, not trying to come up with a beautiful melody or a song, or just write a stupid little story. It starts there. So I hope that remains, because your creativity is already this underrated thing in our society, man. Like, it's unfairly underrated, man. We live in a time where everything that's ever happened or everything that human beings have ever done has been through creating, through developing and discovering, and you can't discover something if you don't have the imagination for what you're trying to discover. If you don't believe that there's something to discover, you're not going to go out looking for that discovery. It's going to be accidental, and a lot of discoveries are accidental, but a lot more discoveries are made because people are pursuing it. They're like, come, let's figure this thing out. Let's discover what this is all about, So yeah, let's have more of that, I think. Okay, well, what else is going on, man? What else is happening? Oh, you know what? So on Friday, I had my first piano lesson with a proper teacher. My first piano lesson in a long time, dude. It must be a lot. I don't even know how many years. I think, let's see, 2010? Dude, 14 years since I've last had a proper piano lesson, and it was really cool, so I go there, and I go there a bit earlier so that I don't waste any time, I'm standing there just outside, just outside the classroom where I'm going to be getting my piano lessons. And this is at the university. And so I'm waiting there, and I can hear like there's someone playing the cello inside. So I'm like, am I at the right place? Because I hear cello. I'm supposed to hear piano, but then it's piano with cello. So, okay. I'm waiting, and it's so beautiful there, very beautiful music being played and all that. And it's really quite an incredible thing, when you listen to somebody who's undergone years of training just play expertly on the instrument. It's incredible. But anyway, so then now finally it's 4:00, it's done, It's my turn to go in now. Oh my word, dude. Now I'm like, I see two huge, like two grand pianos, these big, those big concert pianos. And it's two of them, right? And then I see one that's Steinway and Sons and one that's some other, I forget the brand that was on there. But then I was like, okay, I know which one I'm going to play on. Not the Steinway and Sons. That's probably for the teacher. And sure enough, it was. So, but it was, then I looked at the door, and I'm like, that's a normal size door. How did they get two pianos in here? You know what I mean? Maybe they built it inside. I don't know. Someone needs to explain there, but I couldn't think too much about it because now I'm like, it's time for my lesson, and it was so fun, man. Oh my word, like it was just a nice experience, just learning to fix my technique, because I've been playing obviously for many years without a teacher, so obviously naturally there'll be some things in your technique that's gonna suffer, so yeah, it was an awesome experience. And now today's Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow I have another lesson, man, and I am excited, dude. I'm so lit up for that, because yeah, man, it's exciting. Like, I've just been working on my my pieces, my technique, everything that the teacher said I need to work on. I've really been focused on that, because I really want to go back and just be like, I've worked on it, let's keep moving. I want to increase the pace at which my development takes place, and yeah, that's just it, man. I'm super excited about that. But yeah, what else is going on, man? What else is happening in life? I'm not really sure. Hey, I should check the time actually, just to make sure that we're still on track. Yeah, we're about halfway through. I'm trying not to go a full hour. I'm not trying to go a full hour anymore. I think a full hour, more than a full hour, we'll save that for when I have a guest on, because I think you can only really be fake for like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if you're really good at being fake, or rather putting up a facade or a front or whatever. You can only be performative for so long. At some point the real you has to shine through, and normally I would say about 20-30 minutes. Sometimes for an hour. Let's say you're a politician or an actor, then of course you can keep up a facade for much longer. And so for me, when I start having conversations with people on this platform, it's gonna be more than an hour for sure, because I want to get to the bottom of things, not as an investigative journalist. I'm not gonna put people on the spot, but I want to get to know whoever I'm talking to. I want to try and connect with you on some deep level, whether it's someone that I've known for years, or whether it's someone that I've only sat down with that person for the first time during that session. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to that, because like, people are interesting. People are so interesting, but they're only interesting if you give them a chance to be interesting. It's never gonna be this. How can I put this, man? How can I put this? It's never gonna be what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about chicken again, man. Oh, man is hungry also. So I was looking at the duration. I wasn't looking at the time. Okay, 11:30. I'm hungry, man. Gee whiz. Like, I can just murder, a ostrich right now. But anyways, yeah, I was talking about conversations, right? Because it's what also is important is that. Actually, no. Let's go back to people being interesting. If you give people a chance, they can be insanely interesting. Okay, that's why you have to get past all the small talk and break down the walls that people keep up in order to somehow protect themselves. You have to let people feel safe, and for them to be like, okay, this is a place where I can, drop my guard and just be myself. And that's what I'm looking for. And I'm not, I think I'm not really one of those people that even has a wall up. I think, Jeez, man, like I'm just here, like I'm just, like in America, they're always complaining, oh, they're breaking into my house, oh, that's always happening. There's like, I need a gun for that. Like, you don't need a gun, dude. You don't need a gun. How about you just put a fence around your house? Just put a fence. Why don't you have a fence? You always see, like in movies and on TV, it's like people don't have, they're like, oh, there's a lawn and then the street. Dude, and then your child is playing there, and then, oh, someone stole Belly. Yeah, because you don't have a yard, dude. You don't have a fence around your yard, I mean. Jeez, like, of course someone's going to be like, hey, that's a cute kid. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to sell it, And people do that, and that's maybe the worst crime, I think. Well, I don't know what the worst crime could be, man, but it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's got to be top 5. Like kidnapping and human trafficking, dude. That's got to be top 5, man. I'll put it up there with poaching, maybe. Put it up there with poaching for sure, Or if you're like, I can't say the word, but if you're a really bad guy. Yeah. But anyways, let's not go there. That's too morbid. Morbidly obese, And I don't know what morbidly obese actually means, I know people use that as an insult, but if you have to now look morbid, that's about death, right? So if you're morbidly obese, it means that you are obese to the point where your life is in danger. And you shouldn't be there, But I'll be honest, I've been thinking about this because I've been working out like pretty consistently for the past year or so. Okay, let's say we're in November now. So for the past 11 months, I would say I've been working out quite consistently. I think not 1 week has gone by with me working out at least twice a week. I'll be honest. I want to aim for 3 times a week minimum, but there's been times where I'm like sick, or where the depression has really taken a hold of me, where I'm only like, okay, 2 days I exercised, but beyond that, it's always going to be 4 days a week, 5 days a week, right? So not to brag, but all that time, right, spent working out for my brain, obviously, but then obviously your body becomes, starts developing as a consequence as well, right? And that's not my goal. Like, my goal is not to have a 6-pack, or because I think a 6-pack is like, that's too much, man. You're taking a step too far. Like, why? You need a strong core, yes, but you don't need 6-pack abs, man. That's like, you want that, you want to be a bit extra, Maybe I'm just jealous of people who have abs. Who knows? Anyways, so I've been gymming for that long. I've been working out for that long. But one thing is clear, dude. There's a battle. Okay? There's a battle. Yeah, I think it happens in everybody's body. There's a battle between fat and muscle. There's 100% a battle between fat and muscle, right? And how much fat you have on your body and how much muscle you have in your body, especially if you're someone who is physically active, you are like, however your body looks reflects the power balance between the two. But it's always there, dude. And I think my body is always just threatening to let's say the fat is always a threat, I think, because sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, ugh, and sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, hey, that's not bad. Look at that, But then you look, especially the middle area, man. That's just a place where you can't win, I suppose, But I know for a fact that there are a few places on your body where you're supposed to have fat, right? I think the one has to be your stomach, dude. Because why is it so difficult to lose this area of fat? Why is it so difficult? That's crazy, So your stomach has to be it, right? And then obviously, your bottom, your what do they call them? A gut. It feels weird to say these slang words because it just sounds like the words of people who don't have the right words in English. Anyways, and not to insult the young ones, but I don't want to say you guys are R-worded if you're young. No offense if you are. but I do want to say you are R-worded if you use such stupid words. Anyways, so yeah, I think it's your stomach, I think it's your bum, and it's got to be your face as well, right? And it makes sense because those are areas where a lot of protection is needed, all right? For example, your face, if you have almost no fat in your face, right? And let's say you take a blow to the face, someone punches you, or you knock your jaw against something, or your cheek or whatever, you could get a concussion. That's for your brain. Fat is there to absorb the impact, so that your brain, because what happens is when you have a concussion, there's your brain, there's your skull, and then it's just that the fluid between your brain and your skull just dissipates because of the brain's movement, and then that's a concussion where your brain touches the inside of your skull, man. And apparently that's a severe concussion. A mild concussion would just be if enough of the fluid has separated and your brain and your skull get a bit too close together, Oh, and that's interesting. But now I'm thinking about food. I don't know how I can be hungry also talking about brains. Let me eat your brains. That's more zombies, right? I don't know why do zombies like to eat brains, man? That's a funny thing. It's not the most nutritious part of your body. Maybe there's but what is the brain made of? Maybe there's something in the brain that they want to eat. Maybe it's because they're brainless. They were like, oh, what brains? I don't know. But yeah, what was I, how did I get sidetracked again? What was I saying about a concussion before that? Oh man, I can't wait to just have someone sit here and just monitor the cameras and the sound and all that, so that if I'm like, I lost my train of thought, they can just remind me what I'm talking about. Because I don't remember ever. Oh my word. But that's just the nature of conversation, isn't it? And I guess you could really see this as a sort of conversation that you and I are maybe having, Not necessarily, but I think it is. You and I are having a conversation. Even though you're just listening to the ramblings of a madman, and that's fine. That's okay, I think. I'm trying to think what I was talking about, but all I can think about are lamb chops for some reason. Your boy is hungry, okay? And you know what's funny? Oh, was I talking about exercise and fat? Oh, how telling is that, huh? The battle between fat and muscle, and yet man is starving out here. Oh man, I could eat a whole, I keep thinking about ostriches, because I just keep wondering, like, dude, the wing of an ostrich has to be so much more meat, right? Why don't we eat that? Maybe there's not enough ostriches. There's a lot of cows. There's a lot of chickens. So maybe that's why. It's just about numbers, I guess, population and all that, But yeah, man, what else? That was lightning. I really need to get some lighting in here, some proper studio lighting, But then I don't even know where everything's going to be, because there's not much space here in my room for that, But yeah. Anyways, how far are we now on time? I'm just too scared to go over time. Yeah, I think I can talk for another 10 or so minutes. And then I need to eat because I'm so hungry. What else has been going on, man? So it's just that battle between fat and muscle on my body, And I think it really just is gonna be an eternal battle, It's like the battle between good and evil, It's like the battle between dessert and the main course, like, Sometimes you just want to eat ice cream. Sometimes you just want to be like, let's get a salad. I love a salad, and I've never said that, because salad, man, that's rabbit food, man. I don't know, man. I like meat, I'm more of a meat person, and if I could only eat meat for the rest of my life, bro, I will. Okay, this is a very food centric episode, isn't it? But yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. When you're hungry, that's like your main focus is food, And that's just what is it? There's a part of our brains that that does that. I think it's the hypothalamus or hypothalamus. I'm not sure. But hypothalamus is the part of your brain associated with feeding, with fighting, fleeing, and I think reproduction as well. Why do I know this? I don't know. I know very little about a lot of things, and that's just how my brain is, man. And I don't understand it. But I'm trying to be an expert in one thing, and that's music. I'm trying to. That's why I'm pursuing a studies in music, because there's a lot to learn, and it's been my absolute biggest. I'm losing the words now. It's my absolute, the hunger is so distracting right now, but it's also not time to be hungry. I don't understand. Maybe I ate too early. Maybe I didn't eat enough. Something like that, But anyway, so music. Studying music. Okay. So yeah, so I'm pursuing studies in music because I want to learn as much as there is to learn when it comes to music or the piano, or how to write music, or how to conduct a choir or an orchestra, or how to perform. I want to learn all of that. That's like so much, and even within that, there is so many things that you could choose where you want your focus to be. And I guess I want to explore all of that so that I can know where my focus needs to be, But I also believe that it's better to be a jack of all trades, where your expertise is broader rather than specific, But that's just me. And that's how things fit within my value structure, I guess, but I guess it's also fun to think of, think about in terms of having guests on, right? It would be fun to talk to someone who knows a lot about one thing, that'll be interesting, But then it's also interesting to talk about someone who has a lot of general things, or is an expert in a very wide field or wide range of things, So there's gonna be benefits and interests on either side of things, But I really love to talk to anybody, man. Jeez, that's just a fun thing to do, man. And that's the thing, I do enjoy being in a social environment, but in a social environment, people are definitely putting up a front, understandably. You need to behave a certain way in society. You need to be mindful of how you're speaking and the gestures you use. But I think once you get into the more private setting, a more one-on-one type of thing, then all of that goes away. All the societal expectations, because it takes so much focus to maintain that, or rather, I find that it takes so much focus to maintain this facade, man, and it really gets in the way of having meaningful conversations, So yeah, I think as much as I do love social interactions, and I do, oh my word, I really enjoy social interactions. It's just that I think you probably have a more valuable sorry, oh my word, you'll have a more valuable interaction once you're involved in a one-on-one conversation, So I'm very excited, man. Jeez, I cannot wait, And it's every week that goes by, my list of people that I want to talk to just grows and grows and grows and grows, So yeah, we're definitely getting there. But yeah, man, I think that's it for me, man. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's been going on? I've not really been paying attention to the news, so I'm not really interested about that. What else, man? Nah, that's about it, man. I think that we'll call that an episode, Yeah, all I can say is thank you for joining me in being all over the place. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.